We are always interested in how people live in another country. We seem to be the same, but so different: culture, way of life, mentality, climate, religio. The list is endless. Of course, it is impossible to cover everything, but we have collected for you the most interesting and unusual things that you can know about America. Even if it is not useful in everyday life, you will always have interesting topics for conversation. There are a lot of illegitimate children in the USA. According to statistics, almost 40% of citizens are born out of wedlock and even permanent relationships. There are much more American couples in the format of free relationships than officially married people. In the 60s, the indicator of married men was a record high, almost 75% of the entire adult population. Today this level is below 50%. Despite the fact that most Americans consider themselves religious, they do not see anything wrong with cohabitation in the birth of children from an accidental or short-term relationship. But there are some places they still see. In America, there is a region called the Bible Belt or Bible Belt. These are several states in the south of the country, where the influence of religion on private and public life is especially active. Conservatism and missionary work are flourishing. The Bible Belt includes the states Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Texas, Kentucky, Missouri, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Alabama, Georgia. The USA is a country of life on credit. Every sixth American uses more than 10 credit cards. Every third pays with credit cards, even for food and small daily purchases. Creditors scare people more than the police. Giving flowers to women is a sign of beggary. Bouquets in the USA are quite cheap and are sold in supermarkets. To appear on a date with a girl only with flowers means to seriously undermine your image. A girl may think that you don't want to spend not only money on her, but also time on choosing a gift. Flowers are usually brought to those lying in the hospital and the elderly. At the same time, it is perfectly normal to give one postcard with a pre-written text. Americans are world champions in earning from nothing. A large percentage of people live on unemployment benefits. Another part earns by participating in courts and receiving compensation for allegedly unsatisfactory goods and services. You can make a business out of anything here. The flag of the United States has been changed 26 times, and the designer of the modern American Star-Spangled Flag was an ordinary schoolboy. In 1958, 17-year-old Robert Heft handed over a model of the flag with 50 more stars, according to the number of states. Later they became 51, and 13 stripes, according to the number of colonies, as a homework assignment, and got a B grade for it. The teacher said that he would put a 5, only if such a flag was recognized by the authorities. And suddenly the work won the National Congress competition. The assessment was corrected. Since 1960, the U.S. flag has remained in its usual form. But what about the indigenous people who don't care about the flag? At the moment, 556 tribes of Indians who live on reservations are officially recognized. They are located mainly in the west of the country and together occupy 2.3% of the U.S. area. The residents of the reservations obey the laws of the United States and the internal laws of the tribe on an equal footing, are exempt from certain taxes, and independently dispose of the land. This is where the advantages end. They are constantly being moved. Due to mining and construction of gambling establishments, the tribes have a high infant mortality rate, national languages are disappearing, unemployment is flourishing. The U.S. film industry actually occupies almost 70% of the entire film market and is the main engine of the industry's progress. Every year, 650 to 700 full-length films are produced in the States per year. This is 1 to 2 films per day. The price tags do not indicate the amount of tax. That is, in fact, you will give more for the goods than is written on the price tag, and you will learn about the accompanying tax only at the checkout. This is due to the fact that taxes on goods are different in each state. Branded sneakers in Illinois will cost less than exactly the same branded sneakers in New York. Of course, this is not all you need to know about America and Americans. American butler specialists are sure that all the most important and interesting things can be learned only by immersing yourself in everyday life and the language environment.